Hi, and welcome again to Serenity Spaces Elegantly Raw. Why elegantly raw? Because I do not believe that everybody ought to be raw or can be raw or ought to even consider being raw. But I do believe that whatever decision that we make in our lives, in whatever pursuits or whatever appeals to us the most, we need to be elegant about it, meaning we should not beat ourselves up with it and nor beat others up with it. The same goes for being vegan. As a lifelong vegan, and at first I was a vegetarian before I became vegan, because a doctor put me on dairy, on a rotation diet of dairy on and off. I don't remember exactly. I was a teenager. It was either 2 weeks on dairy, 2 weeks off. Anyway, we did that 3 times. And by the second time, he said, I don't even need to have you finish this rotation because I was actually dying. I almost died. And he said, well, we do know with you, you can never eat dairy for the rest of your life again. And that's how I became vegan. I was vegetarian first. Of course, I would like to believe that eventually I would become vegan because after finding out about the dairy industry, that I would have done that. But that was the reason why I became vegan. Now, here is the problem, for me anyway. As a lifelong vegan, I find it really frightening and I find alarming that there's so many people who are being militant about being vegan. What do I mean like that? They're being dogmatic. It's almost like a religion. Veganism has become being vegan has become almost like a religion. It even has an ism after it now. So people speak now about veganism. One is no longer talks about being vegan. No, it's veganism. So just like all the different isms for religion, it's now become a religion. And people are being beaten up with it. So I find there's almost an air of superiority among some vegans that I find very distressing, almost as if they're better than other people because they're vegan and they beat people up about not being vegan and that they must become vegan and they must do this and must do that. Excuse me, but then you're not being vegan if you do that. Because my understanding of being vegan, even though I went vegan for health and vegetarianism because of the animals, being a vegan means you need to be compassionate. If you can be compassionate for an animal, we are also animals. Then why not this animal too, the human animal? Maybe we need to start rethinking for whom we're being compassionate. So I would like to offer you all an opportunity to be more mindful in why you ever became vegan in the first place and what a vegan means. I'd like to redefine what a vegan means. I'd like to think and to believe that being a vegan means being a person whose heart and whose sense of inner peace is what we project and is who we are and it's what we strive to be and it's what we practice on a daily basis. But it has just come to my attention recently that there are vegans who are actually I'm almost speechless at this, that there are vegans who are literally verbally beating up Native Americans and First Peoples nations about their relationship with animals. I have to call it relationships. They don't see it as a relationship. I actually think that Native Americans and First Peoples nations have a deeper relationship and connection to animals than vegans do. Certainly the vegans who are being militant, but that they are harassing Native Americans and First Peoples nations, indigenous peoples, who are not embracing a plant-based lifestyle. Why? This is their tradition. This is their experience. This is their bodies. This is their decision. This is their minds. So they're, to me, they have such a deep connection with the animals. I think we could learn from them rather than harass them. I think we need to really start rethinking what veganism means. It certainly doesn't mean that we are superior to anyone. It certainly doesn't mean that our egos need to be stroked. It certainly is not a ego boosting binge to go on. And it certainly is not about being militant. Militarism belongs in the army. We're not an army. This is not a religion, nor is this an army. So please, if you feel that in order to be vegan, you need to beat up on other people or feel better about yourself by beating up on others and forcing other people to think the way you do, eat the way you do, feel the way you do, you've lost your humanity. And if you've lost your humanity, you're no longer vegan. So please take some time to heal what needs to be healed. Take some time to be loving to yourself, to be kind to yourself, to be compassionate with yourself. Because once you are, you will be likewise with everyone else. So if you feel the need to beat up on somebody or push other people to do this, please know that you can reach more people by just being vegan, which means being compassionate, being kind, being honorable, being decent, and most of all, being accepting of all the myriad amount of choices that life gives us in being human. And let go of your ego. Let go of the ego's need to always feel better than, to feel that we need to create a cult, because it's becoming a bit of a cult, and that disturbs me a lot. So I invite you all to put down your swords, take up instead your knives and your forks at the dinner table, and eat mindfully, eat consciously, eat lovingly, but stop beating up on other people about how they eat and what decisions they make. Please, I implore you, take a moment to reconsider this. Thank you for listening today. If you're in agreement with this, please like this or subscribe to this channel. And I look forward to all of our growths together as we all grow together and we all embrace this incredible experience called life. Until next time, this is